All right, we are here at Severance Mountain or Severance Hill, depending on what map you look at. I think it's kind of more of a hill. It's only like 1555 feet and not all that much elevation gain. Just outside of Scroon Lake, and it's early February, and we're gonna snowshoe up it. And so I'm gonna get the rest of my gear on, and by that I mean fumble around with my snowshoes, so that'll be fun. All right, here we go. Time to get going after flailing around with all these snowshoes and all this sort of equipment. I'm still pretty new to the whole snowshoe thing, so it's still pretty cumbersome for me. So the first part of this hike is going through this Mario tunnel underneath the Northway, or I-87. So that's always kind of neat. I always kind of found this a little cool. Only thing that sucks is now I'm walking on concrete with snowshoes. That is a very unpleasant noise. All right, we're out of that and we are to the sign-in, which is in between the northbound and southbound parts of the highway. So that's always kind of funny. All right, all signed in and gonna cross through the next lane of the highway. Maybe I could just take my snowshoes off, but I don't know. I don't really want to. I still find it like really cumbersome trying to take these things on and off. Okay, if memory serves me correctly, we are at the very tail end of this little flat part before we actually start gaining elevation. I've done this trail once, and it was during the fall of 2020 or 2021. I don't remember which year, but it's a pretty nice hike. It's relatively beginner friendly. There is some elevation gain. Obviously, you're going up a mountain or a hill. I guess that the trailhead sign says mountain, so sure, I'll give myself credit for a mountain. It's all pretty packed in here, but thankfully it doesn't really look post-holed, so that's nice. All right, making our way up. Lots of evergreens through here, which I really like. Temperature's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or 0 degrees Celsius for my metric using friends. Huge difference between what it was yesterday. Today's a Sunday. Friday night in the town I live in, we got down to about 24 below 0 Fahrenheit was the official low. It's been a relatively warm winter overall, besides for that day. And so right now I'm just doing this in a hoodie. Polyester, don't want to use cotton. Probably wouldn't be as big of a deal here using cotton, but still, you just don't want to do that because cotton can't retain heat once it gets wet. So I got a polyester hoodie and then a windbreaker in the backpack, and water and a couple other goodies that are relatively necessary / needed. All right, so we're at about 1,200 feet of elevation right now. The summit of this place is at about 1,555. So we're at like a kind of a flatter section. Pretty much the way it goes is you get out from under the Northway, there's a little bit of an incline, then you reach this kind of flatter part, and then just before the summit it does an incline again. So overall, again, you know, definitely a nice beginner level hike, or just a shorter level hike, or shorter hike I should say, if you're in the Scroon Lake area. So especially, you know, you want to get a winter hike in if you're ice fishing the lake or something like that, you know, you're staying nearby, definitely recommend this trail. You're obviously going to be encountering the highway noise at the beginning, but I don't hear any cars right now. It's also just because this is less than fresh snow, so with the thaw freeze that can happen with the sun, I'm making quite a racket going through this, so it's gonna drown out any car noise anyways. Okay, as you might be able to see, probably not, because I know cameras tend to flatten out steepness on trails and such, but we're approaching the final ascent to the 1555 or so foot Severance Mountain, or Severance Hill, depending on the map you look at. Just to the west of this area, there is some higher mountains. However, I don't believe there's trails to them. At least the maps that I've looked at don't show any in the Hoffman Notch Wilderness area. There's Hoffman Mountain there at like 3,700 feet, and Blue Ridge Mountain at, I think, 3,485. It's either Blue Ridge or Blue Ledge, one of those two, but it's just to the north of Hoffman. But this particular area is really, really close to the high peaks, just to the south / southeast. And then Screwn Lake is a really, really gorgeous lake. And there's a ton of people ice fishing it right now. There's shanties everywhere. It is apparently one of the best ice fisheries in the Adirondacks. From what I've heard, the pike game is supposed to be really good. So we'll probably get a decent view of the lake. It is cloudy, so it might not look as pretty as it could with a bluebird day, but you know, it was a bluebird day yesterday, but the high temperatures were in the single digits, so I'll take this for sure. Okay, so in typical Adirondack fashion, we're now in an area of pretty much piered deciduous trees. There tends to be a interesting mix along a lot of these trails, and just sections of the park where you have some groves of evergreens, and then you end up in an area of deciduous. They sometimes do mix together, but at least from my personal experience, more often than not, there tends to be one dominant species in each certain area. All right, so final push, view right around the corner here. The wind's kind of picked up a little bit, so that's a little not great with the hoodie, but I do have a windbreaker in my jacket if needed. Or I have a windbreaker in my jacket. I have a windbreaker in my backpack if needed. Just trying to regulate my body temperature as much as possible here and not really sweat. All right, so look at that. You're not going to be able to make this out on camera, but I can see some of the ice fishermen down there. A little streak of blue stripe there, but not all that much. And yes, I'm barehanding it right now. It's only like, it's not that cold out, and I do have mittens in my backpack if needed. So before you all worry about me. All right, so such a rewarding and nice view even with the clouds. All right, we're back at the car. Pace is a bit down compared to what it would have been for me in the summer, but overall not bad. It's 4:30 p.m. Got maybe about 45 minutes of daylight left for the drive home, so overall a good time. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe please, or like the video too. Definitely help me out a lot. If this is the kind of content you like, you know, I'm continue to keep doing my thing here. So see you in the next one.